Welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. We've got the new 112 Collective Superman figure out now from Mezco. Now, for those who haven't seen, covered quite a few 112 Collective figures so far, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed with all of them, and really been looking forward to see what Big Blue, the Man of Steel, looks like in this set. So, the box, first and foremost, has that nice, it's evoking Superman. It's got his logo on the center. It's a little bit of a dark red, which I think is interesting, and a dark blue. So that does kind of stand out a bit. And on the back, we get a look of the figure that we can expect within. So let's open this up and find out what it's like. So, always, they've kind of got their little protective shield, which kind of feels appropriate for a Superman figure. Interestingly enough, the box interior feels a little bit brighter. I don't know what it's going to look like on the video itself, but it's interesting. It's kind of like a dark red and a little bit dark blue, but as I said, a little bit brighter. As with all of the 112 Collective figures, we got some fantastic art on the inside flap. It's got its usual magnets to... Oh, this one might not have magnets. Hold on. Okay, yep, there's still magnets somewhere in here to hold the flap closed. And initial thoughts on the figure. Figure's looking pretty good from the outside of the box. Things I've noticed right away, it's got the curl, which is awesome. Extra head, we got the hands, and the little extra, looks like the City of Kandor, as a kind of accessory. So let's actually dive in and look at the figure a little more thoroughly. Alright, let's go with underneath the package, because there's usually something beneath. This is interesting. We've got, I'm going to guess this is items to make him fly, but I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe that's like to make like bullets hitting him? I don't know. Let's go open this up and find out. Yeah, I have actually no idea what the hell this is for. It bends, so I'm guessing it's a display thing, but I'm not 100% positive. Yeah, we will explore and see what we can turn up as far as things. I'm going to guess it's all part of the display, but I'm not 100% sure. This seems to be a very different setup than we normally see with the figures. Alright, but let's look at Superman himself. Go from there. I think it's always interesting is that I don't get much instructions with these figures. It's just kind of like a go figure it out. As always, I like to do the stand test. And the figure stands up quite well. So as I said, the things that really stand out, he's got the curl on top of his head. The face likeness looks a lot like him, which is pretty good. It's got definitely the muscular build that you would expect with Superman. The S symbol is pretty decent on this chest. Feels like it sticks out a little bit. You can kind of see it here. It's an odd placement. Yeah, it's not maybe kind of like organic as much as I'd hope it would be, if that makes sense. I don't know how well it'll come off. Yeah, you can kind of see at the bottom how it like sticks out, and it doesn't really connect to anything. It just feels like it's stuck on the figure, but I don't know what else I would necessarily do with it. It just doesn't feel natural for some reason. Alright, let's go with, we're going to first do the range of motion as far as the figure. Boots, ankles side to side. Boot has a little bit up and down. Knee bends A little bit of wiggle at the top of the leg. Not much. Knee moves perfectly. We, of course, got the waist movement. General, pretty decent range of motion. Some constriction, I think, probably because of the red tights. As the waist, these figures usually kind of don't have quite the waist movement you'd hope, but that's about what we're getting as far as the waist. Legs or arms have generally the range of motion you'd expect. Elbow, hands, bend, no problem. So that's all kind of standard of what we've seen. And then head, up, down, left, right. Decent range of motion and movement, not just with the head, but with the neck as well. The neck has a little bit of movement. So it feels like a little bit stiffer than some of the other figures, but you know, generally has the same range of motion that we'd expect. All right, let's actually talk about the figure itself and its costume. The boots are pretty decent. Like, I like the design of the boots. They're a decent kind of like a, it's not a rubber. It's kind of like a little plasticky. Not quite sure the material to describe it. Underneath the boot, there's actually really good detail of a tread, which is pretty neat. The boots, I do like that there is some design to it. It's not just straight red. I don't know how well it's going to come off at the top, but you can see at the top of the boot there's like slight recess at the top design that goes around, which is pretty good, and the lines go all the way around. So the boot itself is pretty good as far as detail. The red shorts, they just kind of feel like red plastic over top of the figure. I'm not quite, I don't know, it just feels very off. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like underwear that I would see on Cyclops in the 60s X-Men. Like just this like cheesy plastic diaper thing going on. The belt itself has a little bit of detail, not a lot. You can kind of see the buckle of the belt, but as far as that, there's not tons of detail. The symbol, the S maybe looks a little bit too colored in, like it's too thick, and the symbol itself like sticks out a little bit on the chest that I showed before, and you can see a little bit there. It just doesn't blend well with the costume itself, and I think you can also see it slightly on the side there. The face, I think, is a really good sculpt. Like the muscles, all that in the face are really, really good. You know, while it might not look like Christopher Reeve, definitely looks like Superman. His face looks a little bit kind of serious though, so maybe lighten it up would have been my suggestion. Here, tons of detail, looks great. The S on the cape actually, I think, is kind of the best part of it. It just feels, it looks good. Like the sizing looks good. It just feels like it's also stuck on the cape as a sticker. Actually, that's what I think it is. It's just a straight up sticker. It's, yeah. The cape is, you know, just fabric. Like it's good. It's stuck in at the shoulders. But the fabric itself feels and looks great. So the figure I'm kind of like really iffy on. It's just, I don't know, there feels like there's some issues here. Alright, let's see here. What do we got here as far as accessories? I think this is the bullets that they kind of show on the back of the thing. I don't know what the hell this is. That's what I think this is. So it shows bullets. It looks like it's supposed to, like... There we go. So we got that. Yeah, so it's supposed to be bullets bouncing off of him. Neat concept. Don't know if it's pulled off super well, but really cool. It's a neat concept. I like it. With the magnets, I think it's at least cool attempt at something. Let's see here. Well, it's not Superman if we don't get some kryptonite. And we've got that little piece of green plastic. that it looks like kryptonite. This is actually a really nice, well done edition. We got the City of Candor, Bottled City. Awesome detail, really cool accessory. I like it a lot. One thing that's sticking out is I see a black dot on the plastic here. That's going to drive me insane. That looks like it is on the inside of it. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that off. Coloring is good. I maybe would have liked to see more coloring of the city itself inside. In the comics, it has a lot more detail, and we can see that this tower is kind of leaning to the side. So, a little quality control issue there, but not horrible. It also has chains to use that you can bend around. I guess that would work. So you could, if you wanted to, make it look like he's breaking out of them. Either like behind him is one of the images. Or you could like tie him up in it. There's two chains. So we got that as well. And so here we got an extra head. The head looks cool with his heat vision going on. It actually looks really, really neat. Great detail. Looks pissed. I'm liking it. This definitely fits the head, and he's about to use his heat vision. The normal head, though, it just doesn't look very... He looks just mean. He looks angry. And then we get two sets of hands. And then the normal base with the Superman symbol on it. So overall, like, kind of mixed on this one. The face is like some great detail. The city is a great item. The quality is kind of eh. The chains are interesting. The bullets are a neat concept, which I'm sure would look awesome doing some photography. The kryptonite is a neat addition. The figure itself just feels like there's like a lot of small issues with it that I'm just not impressed with. I mean, as far as the other 112 figures that we've gotten, this one's kind of towards the bottom, I have to say, as far as quality, accessories, and just overall thoughts on it. A little bummed on that. I was looking forward to this one. So, yeah, that's that. Of course, we have reviewed tons of other 112 collective figures. You should go watch that on YouTube. And we have all the 112 news on our site at graphicpolicy.com. You should go check that out there. So, as always, thanks for watching so much. We're going to go try to find some links to this figure if you're interested and want to get it on your own. And there'll probably be affiliate links, so we'll get a small percentage of that. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time, up and away, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.